Hello, welcome to another segment of our accounting roundtable discussion. This is another time for us to teach our clients. So listen, if you are a Butler Square consulting client, this is for you. You already know. I send out these emails for you to tune in to what we are trying to share with you on a bi-weekly basis at this point. So we have a lot of content, we have a lot of information to share with you, especially as a business owner. So something that I want to share with you today. Today, we're going to talk about retirement. We're going to talk about insurance and planning for later in life. A lot of times we're living according to right now, but there are so many benefits that we could be missing out on. And I'm sure that you can maximize in your deductions, your tax filing, your finances, having another stream of assets that you're building up. Because ultimately, with the life insurance policy, this is considered an asset. And many of us need assets. Trust me, you need an asset. So whether you're tuning in on Facebook or YouTube, welcome. Join a conversation. If you have something that you want to share in the chat, drop it in the chat, but continue to follow us as we providing some great information for you. And this is, really good information for, like I said, many business owners and even individuals. So even if like pull your mama in, bring your dad in, your cousins, your nephews, whoever, bring them in this discussion right now. Like share this, because this is some powerful information. I have a special guest with me today, and her name is Alma, and she's been doing this for many years. And so our team, so like for me, you already know. So I've been doing accounting over 20 years, and being a CEO of Butler Square Consulting, where we provide accounting, tax preparation, bookkeeping, as well as business advisory services. And we also have our wealth advisory division, which Alma is the lead of. She really helps us with our clients in this area. We also have some other team members that assist us in this area. But like I said, today is going to be very powerful for you to get some really good information. And you all already know, whenever we're talking about accounting, what are we doing? We're talking about keeping track of everything. You have to keep track of everything. And so this is one of those areas that you want to keep track of. You want to keep track of your personal wealth, what you're building in your personal wealth, what are you building in your business. And sometimes you even want to leverage life insurance policies to fund your business. So listen, I'm not going to say too much more. I'm going to let Alma go ahead and come in the room. So welcome, Alma. This is the Butler Square Consulting Accountant Roundtable discussion that we provide our clients. So Alma, welcome. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you so much for that, Donald. It is a pleasure to be here with you and your clients. As Donald said, my name is Alma Vital. I am a U.S. Army veteran. I am also the owner of Vital Financial Services. I've been in the business of financial planning and financial strategic planning, as I like to say, for about 8 years now. I absolutely love what I do. How did I get started? I got started, like most people, because of your lack of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
I was an engineer by trade, and I would hear these secret conversations. And when I would come around, they stopped talking. I'm like, wait, what are they talking about? They sounded like they was talking about some money and these things. So I kind of got into it, and you can't tear me away from it with a crowbar if you try.
Awesome. Listen, we appreciate and thank you for your service in the
Thank
military. That
you.
is outstanding, of course. And now you're serving people in a different capacity. And that is in the area of finance. Like you said, having these discussions, I would sit back and be at lunch, right? And I would hear business
Mhm.
discussions. And, one side, people would say, well, don't talk about business while we're having fun at lunch. But then
Yeah.
I have the other side. Listen, I'm writing this off. We talking about business, aren't we?
What?
So
Listen. Yes.
I realized how to maximize, my lifestyle being a business owner. And that is
Hmm.
something that a lot of people still learning. A lot of people are still trying to get used to that, because I think in the last couple of years, there are more business owners than they ever have been. You know what I mean? So there's more
Yes.
business owners, whether they're doing DoorDash or Uber, or, they have a fitness business, their
Yes.
personal trainer, or maybe,
Health
perhaps they
coach. There are
started
a lot of health
health
coaches
coach.
out here.
Yes. Yes, there are authors, people that write
Yes.
books. there's so many people making money in so many different ways doing Turo, real estate investing. But one
Yes.
thing I think that people need to focus on is building that extra cushion, that other layer of assets while they're
Mhm.
building over here that they can have something to fall back on later, right?
Yes. Or to understand the three phases of money. You gave me a perfect segue without even knowing. Really, the three phases of money is what I teach people to focus on, and that's pretty much what you're talking about. The maximization. That's the phase where everybody is trying to maximize everything right now. They're doing everything they can to try to accumulate, to maximize their accumulation, right? But there is
Mm-hmm.
one thing that they never planned for, and that is the distribution. Money has three phases, like you have three phases of life. You have your youth, you have your middle age, you live in your best life, your middle age, and then it's time to settle down, when you start to, not be able to do the things that you used to be able to do, and you can't run 100 miles a minute no more, and you have to settle down, and now you have to depend on the things you did during the maximization and the accumulation phase. And that's the distribution. Okay. Most people know that as the Social Security years. I'm just going to put it out there. Social Security is
Mm-hmm.
a set of money that happens during the distribution phase of your money cycle.
Mm.
So what I like to do is help people understand those three distinct phases of money. And what you were talking about is one of those things that you can do in the maximization, accumulation, and in the distribution. So it has a dual, if you will, benefit. And most
Mm-hmm.
people walk by it, they don't understand it. And that's life insurance. That
Mm-hmm.
is a product that can work for you in the maximization, accumulation, and the distribution phase.
Yeah.
It's like a jack of all trades if you know how to utilize it, if you've been taught how to utilize it.
And then a lot of times people are not educated on how life insurance is different than your regular term life insurance, or
Mhm.
the life insurance that your great grandparents had or your grandparents.
Mhm.
I remember when growing up, my great grandmother would have the insurance man come in the house and paying, she would pay on the policy. I
With the
never
little
knew what
booklet.
right, with the little booklet. I never knew what that meant, and I just thought, I
Yes.
don't know. He just collected money. I don't know what this means. And
Every week or so he come by.
every exactly. And I think that the one thing that I say about this accountant roundtable discussion is normalizing discussions about money,
Hmm.
because not a lot of us grew up where we saw that, but we weren't explained, it wasn't explained to us
Right.
what that meant. And
Right.
so basically leaving that more so as a mystery causes a lot of
Hmm.
people to back away, because what
Yes.
happened to that money? Did they see that money create wealth? Did they see that money come forth? Like, did they see the value of that
Hmm.
policy? And I don't
Hmm.
know if we really saw it. I can't tell you where did that policy come in when my great grandmother passed. I don't know where it went. You know what I mean?
It probably didn't, because most times, and I say this, I'm not an attorney, but I am a life insurance contract specialist, though,
Mm,
because most of us see life insurance as policies. Well, let me tell you, they are contracts. Okay, let's just get down to the legal nuts and bolts.
mm-hmm.
They are contracts. It is a contract, something that you can take to a court of law, something that can be proven that these are the conditions in which I was promised, and this is what I did, right? So it is a contract. They're not the same. There's no
Wow.
two contracts that are alike, because I too had a memory of the insurance guy coming to my grandmother's house, not my great grandmother, but my grandmother, and
Mm-hmm.
collecting money on the policies. And she'd go get her little money where she kept it, and she'd pay them cash too. They was paying them in
Right.
cash. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't no checks. They were paying cash, and she'd get her receipt that she had paid up her policy. And you have a point. Those policies, a lot of time, for the time that we remember our parents or our great grandparents or grandparents paying on those policies, now retrospect in our grown adult understanding, when they have to be used, you're like, this doesn't seem like an even trade-off for all the
Right.
time that I can remember my grandmama paying on the policy. I tell you what happened. I
Mm.
remember my grandmother paying on the policy back when I was in middle school. I'm 50 years old now. Back
Mm-hmm.
when I was in middle school, it got to the point to where my grandmother had to go to a nursing home. She called me, had my cousin call me because she needed me to take over the policy. The
Wow.
same policy that she was paying on back when I was in middle school. I took over the policy because they were taking all of her social security because she had to go to a nursing facility. So
Mm.
that policy wasn't going to get paid. That was a very smart thing of my grandmother to do, very responsible thing for my grandmother to do, to
Mm-hmm.
contact me and say, hey, I need you to start paying for this policy because this is happening to me, right? Do you know when my grandmother passed away, God rest her soul, that policy was only $10,000. All that time, the policy was
Yeah.
only $10,000. My husband and I still had to come out of our pocket with a lot of thousands, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
that was not enough.
Mm-hmm.
She lived in Minnesota. Her body had to be transported back to Illinois. And so you just go say, we didn't have no elaborate funeral, but it just wasn't enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that brings me to understanding life insurance contracts. There are many different types of contracts.
Mm.
Depending on the life cycle stage you're in, you're going to have a certain kind of contract. And
Right.
it is not going to be what your normal understanding of life insurance is. Because if you get it young enough, you can get a policy that you pay for 25 years. If you build
Mm-hmm.
it right, you can pay it for a certain amount of time and then you can coast, right? But if you get a
Mm-hmm.
policy later in life, let's say 55 years or older, that's later in life.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, you're going to be getting what is called permanent. It's only two types of insurance, term and perm. Okay, let's make it real simple.
Yeah.
Term and perm, permanent. Most people only know the whole life permanent policy, the one that's expensive. People say whole life's expensive. Well, you got several different types of whole life policies. You have whole life
Mm-hmm.
policies that are graded death benefits. You have them that are simplified issue. Those are whole life policies. What my
Mm-hmm.
grandmother had was a whole life policy for $10,000. You can get a whole life policy for as low as $2,500 of coverage. I don't know what you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
do with that because cremations then went up.
Yeah.
Cremations is in the thousands, starting at 4,500.
Wow.
So, and because of COVID, I'm understanding that now they can't rent you the something they used to rent you. So now you have to buy it. Oh, it's just an
Wow.
inflation is everywhere. So now cremations are starting at $4,500. So a $2,500 burial policy won't do it. And that is
Wow.
considered a whole life policy because you pay the premiums until the person dies. They pay the premiums their whole life. So there's many levels of whole life, and I plead for everyone that listens to this.
Yes.
If you have a policy, A plus to you. I'm happy and I applaud you, but that's just not enough to have a policy. Now you need to sit with a specialist like myself, licensed, certified. I know what I know. You need someone to go over your policy with a fine tooth comb, someone that's going to take the time to even get on a three-way call with you and the carrier. Because
Mm-hmm.
as a licensed financial professional, I know the questions to ask.
Mm-hmm.
You ask a question and they're going to give you an answer because, first of all, you're not talking to a licensed agent when you call. You're talking to customer service. They're not licensed. Your
Mm-hmm.
HR, they're not licensed, right? So now I can talk the talk to get to the true answers. Because if they say one thing to me, I'm going to ask another question. That's
Mm-hmm.
going to send the hair up on the back of their neck. But it's all to benefit you because now you're going to know exactly what you have before you get into a predicament of now that policy needs to be cashed in on. And the biggest thing I hear is insurance is a scam.
Right. Yeah.
It's not a scam. Let's just clear the air. It is state regulated. There are some
Yeah.
high regulations in place. Life insurance is not a scam. It's just that when you get these contracts, you're not sitting down with someone who is concerned enough that you understand the contract.
Mm.
That's the problem. Most people don't understand their contract. They go off of the premise of what life insurance is, and they say, "Oh, I'm good. Oh no, I got that. My policy covered that." No, let me tell you something. You don't know how many times a week
I can
doing these
imagine.
no cost obligation analysis, people are like, "OMG."
Wow. And you said something very key though, because many times, people are trying to do multiple, things that, especially as business owners. So all my business owners
Mhm.
out there, you all know you try to do everything: marketing, accounting, business consulting, retirement planning,
All the
all
hats.
this stuff. You wearing all the
Mhm.
hats. And I always
Mhm.
say, instead of battling it out with the IRS yourself,
Well,
make sure I'm in the room with you. Like, you can't, like, don't just go by yourself and talk to the
mhm.
IRS, because
No,
you need a
no.
professional to come with you. And that's the same thing with retirement planning and insurance.
Oh
It's like
God.
having the right person in the room. The question is, do I have the right people in the room? And being a business owner, one thing I tell people, Alma, is, sometimes people are looking to support other people in business, meaning
Hmm.
like, I want to hire you to support you. But I always say you need to hire somebody. You need to build a contract, a relationship with somebody that you can say, this is my team.
Yes.
So we
Yes.
are your team members. You need the best
Yes.
team possible. And I remember watching the movie, and the star of the movie said, I need my best team with me.
Yeah. Right. I mean, why have a team if you're not going to gather the best? And it's not like you
Exactly.
can't get the best. You
Right.
can, you
Right.
can because the
Well, you
people
are the
who
best, Alma. You are the best.
listen,
That's why
listen.
you're
I
here.
was just gonna say the people who are the best, they hover with each other. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? What they
Right.
say?
We all work with each other. Right.
It's like if I'm an eagle, why am I down here with the daggone with the geese? No, I'm an
Right.
eagle. I'm gonna find the eagles. You know what I'm saying?
Go find the Eagles. Exactly. I
Yes.
like
So
that.
that's what I tell people, and a lot of times they don't, um, because there's no cost obligation. Let me just talk about that for a minute. Let me talk about
Hmm.
my credentials: certified financial education instructor. As you said, Donald, being a veteran, I have a heart of service, right? That's kind of why I got into this industry. My husband was like, "Oh my God, this has you all over it. This is you. This what you do 24/7. Oh my God, this is so you." And he was right. It gave me an extension on my military service. This allows me that CFEI is my commitment to my communities that I come in touch with, that
Hmm.
I will always do my best work to support you without you having to have a cost associated with me sitting down with you, helping you carve out a roadmap that actually help you get to the goals that you want.
Yes,
Let me say that again. Because it's a no cost does not mean it don't have value. It has immense value. What
exactly.
I do for people start off at $1,500. Just go to some of these other places and tell them you want to sit down, have a needs analysis, and get a plan.
Hmm.
Do you
You're
know how
right.
many
No, I
people?
always tell you, I went to one years ago before I even
Mhm.
got licensed, and the price of that needs analysis was like 2,500 at that time.
Yes, I said starting at.
Yeah, it
Starting
was.
at.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. A needs
Starting at.
analysis.
So
Because the
that
thing
ain't
is,
even the plan. That's just to sit down and analyze your
that's the
information.
end. Yes, yes. So to get that, like my clients. Listen, I need all my clients to prepare to set up appointments with Alma, like now, like literally now, because the thing is, this information that we're sharing it's very valuable, and it's like the longer you wait, the clock is continue to go, the time
Yes,
is continue to turn, and it's like you're missing out on some benefits, some
yes,
the interest rates, that comes with that. So
yeah.
I mean, this is great. Yeah,
No,
25
you're absolutely
2500.
correct. You're absolutely correct. And that's one of the other things I wanted to offer, something that we have been deprived of for too long, right?
Mm-hmm.
Financial literacy and financial services have escaped our business, our small business owners, our communities. You start talking about finance, and people they just go like, "Whoo!" And I remember when I first started talking to my mother-in-law several years ago, and she almost had a nervous breakdown. I'm talking about for real. And I was like, wait, hold up. We're not gonna do that. No, 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 no. It's not no. She was
Right.
hyperventilating because we were going to talk about money, and she was definitely afraid to be talking about money. And I was like, wait
Right.
a minute. We're not about to have this nervous breakdown about this money. It's going to be serious. And now she loves it. She's like, my financial advisor. So now she's gotten herself to the point. But that just told me the story of how many of us are just deathly afraid of the financial thing. You mentioned that, and we're like, oh my God.
Right.
Ugh.
Right.
So I make
But
it easy,
we
you
want
know?
to be like, the billionaires, the millionaires of the world, but a lot of times people don't want to do the work to get there. And example, if I send somebody to Alma and I say, Alma, can you talk to this person? You gotta connect. You
Yeah.
know, I need you to connect. Like it's one, like they say, you can lead a horse to the water, but you know
Can't make them drink.
can't make them drink. I'm gonna make some of y'all drink.
Because you know why, Donald? And I understand what you're saying, because a lot of things are time sensitive and people don't
Yes,
understand. Things are time sensitive.
yes,
Listen, I want to talk to the people who are your clients, right? Who maybe have come from a job before they got into their small business, right?
most of them have. Yeah.
And let's say that you had a 401k or TSP or some kind of 403b, 457, you had a retirement plan that you was participating in from the job.
Mm-hmm.
What I see a lot of people do two things. They leave their money there. So that's just sitting money. You might as well have it in a shoebox, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
a shoebox that's sitting on your front porch, and every delivery guy that come by, take a peek in, take a little bit out, because that money is not being managed. So it's just doing the ebb and flow.
Mm-hmm.
Or because they didn't understand the ramifications, laws, and the advantages that they could have taken advantage of, they get a withdrawal, and they have this huge tax burden
Mm-hmm.
because now they got this income. First of all, they paid a bunch of penalties and fees. So they gave 30%, over 30% of it away to the government because they just didn't understand that there was a way to help it continue to grow, as
Mm-hmm.
well as have access to it should they need to with no penalty, at least
Mm-hmm.
up to 10% of it. So those are the two things that I find a lot. And I'm sitting there saying, oh my goodness, you took that big hit. Now they owe the government because
Yes.
that money they didn't pay enough tax. Because what happens when you take money out of those plans, that lump sum that you get after you pay your taxes is added to whatever income you have coming in at the
Yes.
culmination of that year or that quarter or however you file your taxes. So
Mm-hmm.
now that has created a tax burden for you because that money came in and flooded you one penny over the tax limit for that 26% tax bracket, and now you then jumped up to a new tax bracket, and now
Yeah.
you owe the government. I don't do taxes, but I do have the first level certification because my business and his business, they feed into each other so perfectly
Yes.
that I have to know enough of the basics so that I can help guide the clients. That's how I
Mm-hmm.
know. It happens like clockwork. Then they're
Yes.
upset. So now they got a $10,000 tax bill from the government,
And
you
it
know.
goes back to tax planning.
Yes.
Planning your taxes, and insurance is a way of planning
Yes.
your tax bill. A lot of people don't know that. So let's
Yes.
educate. So you can
Yes.
plan your tax bill to lower your tax bill through insurance. So there is
Mhm.
insurance that you can leverage to maximize what are you writing off on your taxes. So there's some benefits in that. Do you mind
Yes.
sharing some of that?
Sure. So, as a company, as an LLC, your sole proprietor or two or three employees, you have the right to offer and protect yourself as your asset to your business. And the company can actually pay the premium. So, instead of you taking that income yourself to pay premiums for your life insurance policy that you need, now that money can go through the company. So now that it lowers your AGI. Am I talking the right tax terms, Donald?
Yes, you are. Yeah. Yeah.
So
AGI.
it
Yep.
lowers your AGI. You also, as a business owner, have the right to set up a retirement plan for yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
the company can actually pay for those contributions into the plan for your retirement plan, which
Mm-hmm.
again becomes a tax deduction. See, let me just blow it up on a bigger scale. AT&T. Okay, I
Yeah.
went from small company to huge company.
Mm-hmm.
And these companies don't pay taxes because the way the tax laws work, you get to write off your deductions first and pay taxes on what you got left.
Right.
When you are paying yourself as a business, now you're collecting income, be it
Mm-hmm.
W-2 or 1099. And
Mm-hmm.
let me tell you a secret to the insurance when it comes to businesses. You need to have some kind of payroll system in place so that those deductions go through the payroll system into the retirement plan. Okay.
Yes.
That's part of the requirement. So now you get to write off the services for the payroll system, and you get to write off the premiums and deductions that you're setting up. Okay, that's
Mm-hmm.
just a little small note. I'm sure Don already kind of covered that, but I'm just letting you know how they work hand in hand.
Yeah.
But
Reiterate.
when you pay yourself a 1099 income, now you got to pay taxes on that. Now you
Mm-hmm.
have gave the government way too much power over your money.
Way
And
too
that
much.
is why corporations don't pay taxes, because they have people like Donald and myself and teams of people like Donald and myself.
Yes.
No, I am not a President Trump fan nor none of that. But the man is a businessman.
He's
He
a
knows how
businessman.
to not pay taxes
Right.
legally.
Mm-hmm.
Legally. Speaking of taxes,
Because he got
did
his
you
team.
know? Listen, yes. Did you know that life insurance sits on the tax-free side of the tax code? I'm going to say it again. Life
Powerful.
insurance sits on the tax-free side of the tax code.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know more about that, you need to contact me. Okay.
Yeah.
If you're a small business and you're not maximizing your deductions, we're not talking about only putting a car in your business name. There's so much more that you can do to
Mm-hmm.
win at being a business owner. This country was set up for business owners. The problem is most of us have a narrow-minded view of what a business owner is. You don't have to have a brick and mortar to be a business. That's not what establishes you as a business. You
Mm-hmm.
file your when you file your intentions, that's what I say.
Yeah.
When you file
Exactly.
your intentions of being a business, that's when you're a business. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So listen, if you know you're gonna have a tax bill because of you needed to take more money or you needed to do some things. Yes, Donald mentioned you can have dividend paying whole life policies because a lot of people have a tax bill that they don't plan for. They never had the money to write the check when they file their taxes. Am I right, Donald? What's the percentage of people who have the check to write the IRS when they get their taxes
Yeah,
completed and they owe? What's the percentage of people that have a check ready to stroke?
I was saying that's a very low percent, less than 5%.
Right. So they getting a
Less than five.
lot of interest.
Less than
They
five.
getting a lot of interest.
Especially what happened this past year for
Mhm.
2021 um tax year with the child tax credit because
Oh my God.
it
Woo,
was
that
in
thing right
advance.
there.
Yeah,
Oh.
they gave us an advance,
Mhm,
and you had to report that on your taxes, and then most people didn't even know what that meant. So
mhm.
when doing their taxes, they're like, "Wait, I thought I was supposed to get 5,000 back." No, you got that advance. Remember,
And
they're
so now
taking
you
it
owe.
exactly. They're taking it back, and now you owe money, and people
Hmm.
still getting letters from that. This
Yes,
is
they're gonna be
crazy.
getting letters from that for the next year, and some change, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And now people are like, I don't want that credit anymore. I don't want that
Yes,
advance.
right.
I don't want it. Well, make sure you turn it off, you know.
Yes. So what that can do, having a proper life insurance policy with dividend payments. Let me tell you something. For people who have a problem with saving, life insurance is a forced savings with dividends.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say it again. Sometimes you have to use the tools that is going to help you be successful, right? Calculators are successful because it helps you calculate how much you spending, how much money you have left. You can't really get around without a calculator or knowing how to calculate. If
Mm-hmm.
you know that you have a plan to save and you're just having a hard time, life insurance could possibly be the answer because it is a forced savings that actually happens with the right policy.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know that you didn't plan for owing taxes and here they come with a $7,000 tax bill, a lot of times I've been able to help my clients go into their policy and take the money that they needed to pay the government to avoid those interest fees
Mm-hmm.
and pay themselves back flexibly, liberally, as fast or as slow as they want to, with
Mm-hmm.
very minimal interest. So do not sleep on the many, many different benefits. If you have a business where equipment is something that you had to purchase and you have had to, now you're in debt, you need to talk to me because I help businesses and individuals eliminate debt in a 9 years of less time period using life insurance, properly
Listen,
structured life insurance. And a lot of
sign
times,
me up. You know, I
listen, they don't
everybody,
understand.
yes, everybody to have that experience, and you're like, I need to sign up. There
Yes.
are links here that you can click on and you can sign up for a consultation, get your
Hmm.
needs analysis. Like, this is about taking action.
Action.
Don't wait till tomorrow. Do it while you got it. Because tomorrow something's going to come up. You know what I mean? People, life happens. You got to go to the grocery store. Kids need something. School's about to start. All these different things
Lord, don't
happen.
mention it. I have an 11-year-old that I got to get ready for school.
So you
So
need to click
yes,
that button and say, let me click it right now and
yes.
at least get myself on schedule.
And
Because once
get a
you do
plan
that,
because it takes a little time for the
it
plan to get
does.
to work. It's not magic. I don't have a magic wand, but with the proper planning and timing, give
Hmm.
yourself the time that you need to see the results you desire. That's like
Yes.
trying to go crash course dieting. People stay on there for 2, 3 days and then they done because it ain't working fast enough. Don't,
Right.
don't you know what I'm saying?
This is not a
Don't
get rich quick, basically. It got to sit in the
no.
oven for a little while. Let that thing
Yes,
sit in
like a baby.
the
It takes 9 months to make a baby
oven.
before the fully develop. So give yourself the time that you need. Give yourself the time that your plan will need to be
Yes.
successful. And
Yes.
once you taste that success, I'm telling you, it's addictive. I got clients. I used to have to call my client, be like, okay, come on, it's time for us to get this debt paid off. Now
Yes.
he texting me. He in his second year and he can smell it. He has a 3-year plan. He's going to eliminate over $250,000 worth of debt, one of them being an $80,000 mortgage.
Woo.
He is texting me. You hear me? He texted me like, okay, is everything on plan? Is everything around me? He like a kid at the candy store. I'm like, you're on plan. Everything is. He's like, okay, okay. So he is excited. You understand me? He has 2 more debts to pay off. One of them, I think, is one of his consumer loans. He's been paying off double-digit credit debts every 6 months.
Listen to that. And how long did it take him to get there?
3 years, his plan will be finished.
Wow.
And he has, and his liquidity that he will free up. You ready for this? $3,500 a month.
Wow.
$3,500 a month that he will have liquid. He's a business owner. He does not have a retirement plan. And I told him, I said, listen, we have to get this debt out the way, because debt hinders you from doing the things that you really want to do.
Yeah.
He's paying off a couple of cars. He done paid off a couple of cars. He had a consumer loan. He has, I'm telling you, he had $250,000 worth of debt that he's going to eliminate. And he is so excited. He can taste it. So what now he'll be able to do is take them $3,500 a month that he has freed up and now invest in his retirement. And let me tell you, he's noticed he's not a spring chicken. He's in his 60s. So he's an engineer. So I'm just letting you know, there's a plan for everyone.
Yes.
The plan is customized to you. There's no one size fit all. I have to make this disclosure. I have to be financially nosy. You cannot, just like your tax guy, you can't come in with half of the information. You have to be all disclosing. I have to have all of your financial information, because we're making a financial plan and I can't make it off half of the information. Because if you don't disclose what I need, I will not make a plan for you that will be successful. You're not allowing me to do that. It will have a hole in it if you're not giving me all the information. So, I have a fiduciary responsibility to recommend things that are suitable for each client. So help me help you. It's confidential. I don't have any, I don't get on no discussion boards or anything like that. I love my license. I love what I do, and I am not willing to risk it for anyone.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of the myths out there really quick. So myth, the insurance is affected by the recession.
Myth number 1, insurance has not been affected by the recession. Again, it has not been affected by the recession. Okay. It is a recession-proof product. The protections that it provides are still in place. The interest rates or the dividends that some of the carriers I work with have not changed, although the interest rates all over have changed. They have not changed in the last 3 years. Okay, that's myth number 1. No, it does not. Because remember, life insurance is not an investment. That's myth number 2. I'll just throw that in there. People want to associate life insurance with being an investment. It is not an investment. Okay. It is a protection, a product with asset protection. Life insurance main purpose is income replacement. Okay. It's not an investment. It just has some very, very good benefits. Very good. I'm going to say this on record because I can and is legal. Life insurance is literally a legal tax shelter.
Yes.
I said it. It is a legal tax shelter. So you don't need Swiss bank accounts no more to hide your money. You can legally do it through life insurance. Okay. I've said it.
And when the tax laws changes, so like when Congress get into their little huddle and they
Yep.
go about changing things, they cannot change that contract.
Nope. Can't
They
change
can
it.
change
They
401ks. They can change.
actually, listen, they actually made it even better for life insurance policies just this past couple years when COVID hit. They didn't raise the roof, raise the ceiling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's like,
yeah.
okay, watch what's going on. So yeah.
So another myth: they're too early. My kids are too early to have a life insurance policy.
I love that myth right there. Let me tell you something. 14 days old, and I have a client who has a grandson, and she is upset with her daughter to this day because that poor baby had to go a heart operation. Heart was turned
Mm,
upside down. And now that baby cannot get life insurance.
mm,
So it's never too early. 14 days. There's so many benefits wrapped around insuring a child. It has
mm,
nothing to do with the death benefit. That's because we think in life one-sided. We only think about the death benefit. There's
mm-hmm,
so many benefits to life insurance. You want to understand the $1 million baby concept? Contact me. If you ever
mm-hmm.
heard the term trust fund baby, I'll break it all down for you because that's where that concept comes from, and I'll show you how it works.
Wow.
Mhm.
Definitely need to get that. So those of you, look, we're new grandparents. So
I know.
thank you,
Congratulations.
thank you, thank you. So yeah,
It's time for update.
yes, exactly. So we got to update our policies to
Yes.
include our grandchild.
Hmm.
So this is some great information. So I hope that you all taking notes because Alma is dropping some jewels. She is dropping some jewels that
Cha-ching,
we need. We
cha-ching.
need this. Yes. And we're gonna collect those jewels. Okay, those jewels
Yes.
gonna multiply. So another myth. So life insurance rates, the rate of return is not
Mhm.
as good as my 401k or my stock investments.
You said a key word, and I cleared it up earlier. Life insurance is not an investment.
Right.
It is not an investment. It is the guarantee
Mm-hmm.
that you're looking for in life insurance. There, it is a contract. See, your 401k is not a contract. Your money is not under contract in a 401k.
Mm.
That is just a savings account attached to the market. And when in the market, you move like the market. So there's no
Mm-hmm.
guarantees over there. Life insurance has guarantees. If you hold up
Mm-hmm.
your end of the contract, there's guarantees at the end of the rainbow. There are no guarantees on the other side. They are completely two different products. It is not an investment.
So Maryland is changing some things. The program Maryland Saves. There's still some
Mhm.
information that's coming out about that. Can you touch on that a bit for our business owners who are number one, they are employees because they have an S corp, for example.
Mhm.
Number two, they have employees of their company. So whether they have one employee or two employees or 15 employees, they have
Mhm.
employees of their company. So tell us a little bit more about this program that's coming up in Maryland, and if you know if anything's coming up for other states like Virginia or DC, like in the
It
DMV area.
is. It is. Once one state around here gets going, the other ones just be right there jumping, just ready to jump on in. And I
Exactly.
mean, that's how we the tri-state. That's what happens, and it's happening all over the country. There's other states away from us that are doing it. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
the story is this: Social Security is really in trouble, and these states are not trying to continue to provide all these benefits to people when they retire. So now they're making, just like they took away pensions and they made saving for retirement the job of the employee. Now they're telling the small business employer, you got to get with the program. You
Mm-hmm.
now have to offer some kind of retirement savings to your employees. If you don't, you will be fined. Point blank,
Mm-hmm.
period. Just like if you don't
Fine.
carry health insurance, if you don't get that 1099, I forgot the name of the little form, you gonna get charged for not having health insurance. They're
Mm-hmm.
doing the same thing because they're trying to encourage saving through employers to employees. Now,
Mm-hmm.
let me tell you the benefit of coming to see me, because now you got choices. See, when you do it ahead of time, you got choices. When you're
Yeah.
forced up under the gun, trying to avoid being penalized, you do whatever they put in front of you. And we all know when the government or the state get involved, are they looking out for the people that's going into the program? Absolutely not. You know, they might as well just did this and just pick something and gave it to you.
Right.
I mean, it's the truth. So now you have the opportunity to work with someone who is a broker, who can educate, who can help you maximize, not just putting a retirement plan in place, but making sure one is going to benefit you on the front end and the back end, because you also have things that you can do where the tax benefit to the employee and employer can be maximized if you do it before you're forced to. That's the biggest
Mm-hmm.
thing, because all they're gonna
Mm-hmm.
do is, I think it's J J.P. Morgan. I forgot the company that they have that they're gonna hook you up with, and so you're just
Mm-hmm.
gonna get the mundane. They don't care. Just you just checking a box. If you have employees, are you really looking to just check the box? How about retention? How about your employees seeing you as a business owner who care about them and their family? That
Mm-hmm.
goes a long way. And a lot of times you don't have to put out the money for the program that I would offer to them.
Mm-hmm.
How great is that? That you actually care about the people who work for you, who help your business. Don't
Mm-hmm.
don't just offer them what is Morgan Stanley. I knew my mind would kick in. Is Morgan Stanley. Don't just take what they have to offer because you now crunched up.
Mm-hmm.
Plan. Call me, contact me so you can get a true understanding of a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can say, okay, this makes sense or this don't make sense. But don't let the state dictate something for you and your employees. Don't let them do it. But
Yeah.
don't get behind either waiting up, because I think September 1st is when it's supposed to hit the streets.
Yeah.
And
And
you can look it up, marylandsaves.gov. There's a lot of publicity. Well, not a lot yet. They're going to start running it September 1st. I just happen to be in the know. So
what is it
you know,
called? MarylandSaves.gov.
yeah, marylandsaves.gov, I do believe.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
go to that MarylandSaves.gov. You can find more information. But and the one thing about that is a lot of times with business owners, there we go again, adding something
Busy.
else to their plate.
Yes.
It's like
Yes.
you got in
Busy,
business.
busy,
That's just the nature of business.
busy.
And if you don't handle these affairs, you get penalized for it. And
Big time. They not no
big
small
time.
penalties either.
They're not. I got a
Yeah.
client that he missed his filing deadline um
Mm.
because he didn't know his tax person did not file the
Wow.
paperwork. And so because they didn't file the paperwork, the IRS charged them almost $3,000.
Woo, just for the
All because he missed the deadline.
I'm
So
telling you,
these
they be
things,
on it.
when
They
you
can't do
are,
nothing else, but they can collect when you miss something. I tell you that. They
yes,
don't pay fast, but they can collect, boy.
exactly. The IRS told one of my clients is waiting for a refund. They said, call us next year.
You playing?
I'm not playing. They say, call us next year.
That's not
We
funny.
we
That's
have
not
not,
funny. That's just inefficiency. Now
right.
that's
They're like,
crazy.
we haven't finished processing for the years before. So they threw away 30
Wow.
million tax files, so that tells you there's something there.
Yeah. Oh,
But
something very wrong.
we got to take control over
Mm.
our business affairs. Whatever
Yes.
we're doing, whatever, we have to be intentional. Alma, I know you need to go. So can you share maybe 3 points that you want our business owners or our person or people that don't have a business can take
Mhm.
away from them today?
One is everyone needs to be protected. Just like car insurance, you can't get a car registered, can't drive off the lot without car insurance. You
Mm-hmm.
need not to be breathing without life insurance. That's how
That's
serious
right.
it is. Listen, I'm being honest. If you're breathing and you don't have life insurance or you don't know what kind you have, that's a reason to pick up the phone, send a text, email, or something. You need to talk to me because you need to
Yes.
understand your plan, right? Number two, doesn't matter if you're individual business. Okay. For my business owners, do you have a buy sell agreement set up? Okay. Do you have a key man policy set up? The reason I'm saying these things, go and look into them, meaning Google the word, contact me for more information. Because what we don't understand is if you're or this is what I ask business owners: are you building a business that will only sustain while you're living, or should it go past you? That's the real question. And if it's to
Yeah.
go past you, you need to be calling me because you don't
Mm,
have it set up properly. Okay,
yeah.
meaning the protections in place. Because what if you have a business that your children don't want, but you have a business partner, and you have to give that business partner the right to buy out your family? Your family don't want it. There's so many reasons why you need to understand those two things I said. And
Mm,
thirdly, if you are in debt, if you are in debt up to your eyeballs and you really have some real financial goals, business debt, personal debt, does not matter, and it's hindering you from having the retirement that you need, because statistics say now that you're going to need 80% of your pre-retirement income in retirement, because people are living longer. That's why Social
mm-hmm.
Security is in such trouble. Because when Social Security was first put into place, it was only for 5 years of a person's life. People died when they retired. After that, they was dead in 5 years. Now people live in 30 years. Do you have plans set up to where you can sustain yourself for 30 years at the income you're making right now? If you cannot, you need to call me so we can get a plan in place.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the 3 points that I would leave people with. The fourth
Good.
one is take action, take action, take action. There's no
Exactly.
better time than today to plan for tomorrow.
Yes.
You
So
know,
take action on the three.
today's procrastinations create for tomorrow's troubles. Trust, believe me.
Wow. Wow. Alma, thank you so much. You are wonderful. We really appreciate you at Butler Square Consulting. You've been a very good help to us. We can't do everything, so I definitely appreciate all that you're doing with our clients because we're already hearing testimonies, the relationships that you're already building. Alma is a straight shooter. If you're not ready for somebody to deal with you straight up, then don't even call. But if you're ready to jump on board, you're like, I need to take action. I want to be
Mhm.
accountable. I want somebody helping me make sure I get this right. Call her ASAP. Like she said, text this number as well so you can get right in touch with her and let her know that you come from Butler Square, whether it's my
Okay.
channel or whether it's my client. Let her know where you're coming from. Butler Square Consulting is what you can share with her. I learned about you on Donald's channel, or I'm a
Yes.
client of Butler Square Consulting, so she'll know to take care of you. Okay. We're looking forward to that. Alma, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest
Thank
of your day.
you. You too. Thank you. Bye
You're
bye.
welcome. Bye. So listen, I'm going to talk to the business owners really quick. So as I wrap up, many of you have a business, where we are S corps. If you are an S corp, I want to talk to you right now, because there's some information I want to share with you. Or you're considering being an S corp. Home office deduction. Home office deduction. I'm going to do a specific Zoom meeting with my business owners. So anybody that's interested in that Zoom meeting, you want to be a part of that Zoom meeting, I want you to basically connect with me, sign up for that. You'll see the link there. But I definitely need you to connect because I'm going to be sharing some specific information about being an S corp. Most people that are S corps that I'm talking to, whether they're clients or whether they're people that I run into, do not understand the power of an S corp. So, for example, if you're giving me your square footage of your home and you're like, I want to write this off of my taxes, as a S corp owner, your business is a S corp. That is not how we would do it. In other words, if you're going to write off your home office, then you want to bill your S corp. So create an invoice for your S corp, charge your S corp that amount to use your office at home. I'll say that again. Create an invoice. And if you're my client, we can talk about this. Of course, I'll help you to do this. Create an invoice to show that you are charging your company, your S Corp, for using your home office, whatever the amount is. It could be $300 a month. It could be $500 a month. This is a deduction on your S Corp filing. It's different than having a Schedule C. But I'm just giving some general information here. So if you're not my client, you need to contact us to have a consultation. So that's something to consider. But you want to make sure you're doing this the right way. As I'm seeing, the different expenses, for example, if you're a real estate investor, you have expenses for your properties. Your expenses need to be broken out by property. So what does that mean? So every property that you own, if you own 2, 3, 4 properties, each property should have its expenses segmented. Like if you spent on property A X amount in repairs and maintenance, then that should be clear that that's where you spent that money. Property B, same thing. They don't need to intertwine together, because what happens is the IRS will call that a weakness in your internal controls. So just some key points I want you to take away with you. Nonprofit organizations. Now, I'm just sharing some nuggets with you, so I'm not going into a whole lot of details, but I want to share some nuggets with you. If you're thinking about going into a nonprofit organization, like I'm thinking about starting one, you need to educate yourself about the rules around nonprofit organizations. Now, does my company help you get your 501c3? Absolutely. We help our clients get their 501c3. If you have a for-profit business, you're trying to get an MBE in the state of Maryland, we help with that as well. So you can definitely sign up. We can help you walk through this process. But nonprofit organizations, those that want to do business as a nonprofit, you're trying to figure out, is this the route to go? Keep in mind, you don't own the organization. You don't own the organization. It doesn't belong to you. So this organization needs to be ran by the board. You have to have a board to run this organization, to basically govern the affairs of the organization. So you don't have sole authority to make decisions, but your board get a chance to vote on those decisions. So that's just some information about that. And if you get funded, you could also be audited. So if you're going to start a nonprofit organization, you need to also think in mind, I might get audited. If I have a nonprofit organization and I'm accepting grant funds, I could get audited, and or I have to request for an audit. So how much does it cost to hire a CPA to do an audit? And that amount could vary. It just depends on what exactly you are trying to get done. So listen, when you're in business, you have to treat your business as a business. When you are a business owner, you have to treat your business as a business. There are some things you just cannot do. As we talked about earlier, you need HR, you need marketing, you need business development to help you to get more, clients or more revenue in your company. You need the accountant, you need legal. There are certain things you need in your business. If you can't afford all that, that's fine. You can leverage like bartering systems and all kinds of things. But in this case, there's some things that you absolutely need. One of the things you really need is accounting. I don't care if you don't talk to your accountant every day. You need that accountant to at least be right there for if you do have questions. Because no matter what, like for my team, we're always monitoring our clients' books. Always. We do this on a daily basis. My team sends me updates every day with clients that they categorize transactions. Every day we're working your books. And the thing is, sometimes we come into issues and we have to notify you when we come to those issues. But we're working those books every single day. And that's what you need. Because when you're ready for your profit and loss report, when you need to see your profit and loss report, you can get it. So these are some things that just consider being a business owner, that you want to treat your business as a business. Now, listen, for all of our clients, we want to appreciate you. We have our event coming up October 21st. 7 p.m. at the Marriott in Meriwether, in Columbia, Lake House, Meriwether Lake House in Columbia. So October 21st, 7 p.m., Meriwether Lake House, Columbia. The link is in the information here. Click on it, get your tickets ASAP, because we will sell out with this live show. We have a live artist that will be performing that night. We are awarding some clients, so you want to be there to celebrate your accomplishments, or your peers, their accomplishment, whatever it is. If you're not a client, we want you in the room. This is one of our biggest networking events of the year, or this is our biggest networking event of the year. You want to be there. Click on the link. You don't want to miss it. We have food. We have singing. We have dancing. We're looking at having a comedian. So there's so many different things that you want to come out and enjoy and network. We have people that are interested in sponsorships. If you want to sponsor the event, you will have your information out there for people to know that your business is out there. Feel free. Let us know. Contact us. Click on the link down below. And we want to make sure that you're in the room to network at our biggest event of the year, the Client Appreciation Dinner of 2022. This is going to be big. I cannot tell you, if you miss it, you're not going to be happy with yourself. Well, you will be. You'll still be happy. But you're going to be like, I missed this event. I should have been there. I want you there. Come out and be a part. But listen, I'm wrapping up. Thank you all so much for joining us for this accountant roundtable discussion, and join us for many more. Okay, talk to you all soon. Again, I'm Donald Butler, the CEO of Butler Square Consulting. Contact us if you'd like to reach out to us, and we will be happy to connect with you at any time. Our people are ready for you. So have a great day.